Any questions for elementary?
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, good evening. I'm going to present Santa Fe Junior High's campus improvement goals. I was very fortunate in that I got to start before the summer even started, and I got to have individual conversations with all the teachers. And that was tremendously beneficial to me because I was able to take all of that information and give it to the leadership team and our campus improvement team. And they are actually the ones that came up with our goals. Then we took our goals that were teacher created based on the data that I shared with them, and we sent that to our leadership team. And our leadership team, those are the teachers that were able to create strategies to implement the goals. So our teachers did a ton of work this summer on developing goals and strategies. One of our biggies was sixth grade. We wanted to do something different with sixth grade. Traditionally, sixth grade has looked identical to seventh and eighth, and that's a very hard transition for our sixth graders to make. It looks completely different from elementary, as I'm sure you guys would all agree. So we started small this year. We're going to grow on it each year, hopefully. But we had our sixth grade camp this summer, which was a big hit. Almost all of our kids showed up. They had a blast. It was just a culture building, community building kind of opportunity for students to be in the building without seventh and eighth graders. And they got to meet their teachers. They got to run through their schedule. So we really like that. We're definitely going to go for that again next year. Another thing we wanted to do is make sixth grade look different in establishing common procedures in every sixth grade classroom so that what happens in reading does not look different than math, does not look different than social studies, because parents are having a hard time transitioning from elementary to where do we find our missing work and how do we check grades and what is your classroom expectation for this? So we went with common procedures, and the entire sixth grade group of teachers came together and wrote these and scripted them and communicated them to parents, and they're holding the students accountable for these expectations. The third one was we transitioned them without the older kids for an entire week, which just took a lot of pressure off of everybody. So we would transition seventh and eighth, hold, let them get to class, and then transition sixth. So far, the feedback has been very positive with a strong start with our sixth grade group. So that was a big focus for us. The second one was discipline. As Ms. Harris said, when they go to junior high, sometimes they lose their minds. And so always discipline supports. But the big thing from our staff was consistent expectations and accountability. So that's what we focused on, and you can't have consistent expectations unless you script them out. So we scripted out expectations for both staff and students in every part of the building, including the classroom, and there's accountability for everybody in implementing those expectations so that they don't just kind of fade away. We have taught them to students. We have reiterated them to students. We went over them again today at the start of the second 9 weeks. A lot of PBIS, positive behavioral intervention supports, involves restorative conversations, positive conversations, focusing on the behaviors that need to change or the behaviors that students are exhibiting that are amazing. So we have done a lot of shout outs, a lot of recognitions for staff and students. We refined our administrative support systems. We're more visible, and the accountability for us as well as staff is there. And again, just giving teachers voice. All of the goals did come from our staff. For instruction, we built in an additional period each day for our core teachers to collaborate with each other. We are implementing 3 new curriculums. We're implementing new science, new reading, and new math curriculum. That means a whole new resource to learn, and our teachers, even 9 weeks in, are still trying to figure out what resources work best for our students. So that is a huge learning curve, so they all have, on top of their conference period, a collaboration time where the teachers come together and they talk curriculum and instruction. And they'll figure out what resources do we want to use to teach this unit, and exactly how are we going to teach. And they use each other's strategies and ideas to refine their practice. It's a lot about sharing and learning from each other, and they have gotten to the point where they've admitted we need to dig down into the standards to learn the standards so that we aren't just doing the same thing year after year, and we're going to relearn and teach it differently. And then another part of the instructional goals is consistent observation and feedback from administration. We have committed to informal and formal walkthroughs every single week, so we are in those classes constantly. I think those are our big goals. Thank you.
Hi, me again. I'm sorry, but Ms. Custer is at home with a very sick child. So I am going to present her goals. This is her college and career goals. So I like we've talked about already. We've already made a ton of improvements at the high school with this. But what I can focus on a little bit more and explain a little bit more of is the TSI A2 and the increase on dual credit. So what we are trying to do is we're wanting to initiate instruction on the TSI A2, which is TSI broken up, but in our junior classes. So basically our junior level English and our Algebra 2 classes, geometry, they would more specifically be teaching these how to take, a little bit more about how to take the test, what the test would look like, and then those standards within there. It aligns with all of our standards anyway, the Texas standards, so it fits really well there. Then our plan is to create the high school into a TSI A2 testing campus. So that means you would not have to go to College of the Mainland to test. In fact, we're already there. We just haven't done a huge test. So the juniors this year all juniors will take the TSI A2. We will get that data back, be able to share it with kids, be able to help them with either boot camps or, those that are close, and then we can retest them before they leave for the summer. That is in addition to us trying to add more dual credit here at our campus. So we are working right now with analyzing what teachers are close to finishing their degrees. There's a certain amount of college level classes that they have to take. And they have to have a master's in English or a master's in math, or very close to it, to teach dual credit. And so we're working on that right now and helping incentivize them to finish. And then we will actually offer dual credit, hopefully not just at the one or two period slots, but actually throughout the day. So that would be ways in which we're helping college and career. Culture and communication, these are her campus culture, how she's also communicating. So they're still doing the newsletter, Remind 101. I feel like the high school does a great job with communicating, but they're definitely building in student involvement, and they've always had staff and then parents, and you can see that side by side right here. And no, I can't talk to this as much as she could, but we can have a special presentation with just Carly next month. No, I'm serious. In all seriousness, she would be glad to answer a little bit more of this. But other than reading the slide, I might not be able to give you any more of what her thoughts and passions are. Any questions for any of us? They left me. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, wait, I'm supposed to say, we would like you to approve the campus and district improvement plans for the 2024-25 school year, please.
Mr. President, I move approve the campus and district improvement plans for 2024-2025 school year.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve these campus and district improvement plans. Any other questions or comments?
No, but thank you guys for all the work that y'all put into that. It's a lot.
Would you cast your votes, please? And it's passed unanimously. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, next is our service agreement with Galveston-Brazoria Cooperative for the deaf and hard of hearing.
That is me. Alrighty, we have a service agreement with Clear Creek ISD for Galveston-Brazoria Cooperative for the deaf and hard of hearing. That is GBCDHH. New acronym for y'all. They provide services from birth to age 21 through providing instruction on site in Clear Creek ISD, but then also providing itinerant services here in district. We also use their audiologist, and we rent assistive listening equipment for our students as well, and staff. So I am asking the board to consider and approve the total amount of $179,082.72 to Galveston Brazoria Cooperative for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing to provide services for our students that are deaf and hard of hearing through direct site services and itinerant support services.
Mr. President, I move that we approve the cost of services for the 2024-2025 school year provided by the Galveston Brazoria Cooperative for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing not to exceed the amount of $179,082.72.
Second. Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we approve the Galveston Brazoria Cooperative for Deaf and Hard of Hearing. Any other questions or comments? Now, would you cast your votes, please? And this passed unanimously. Thank you very
Right,
much, ma'am.
thank y'all.
Okay, Mr. Sanchez, we have a couple of resolutions for some extra duty stipends.
Yes, so we did have the hearing earlier today, and Mr. Davenport had practiced on that one. But we are asking the board to consider and approve the one-time extra duty stipend payment as it is presented to you in a resolution.
Mr. President, I move that the board approve a one-time extra duty stipend payment as more fully detailed in the resolution in the board packet.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we approve this one-time extra duty stipend payment. Any other questions or comments? Not, would you cast your votes, please? And it has passed.
All right, and we have a second resolution, and this one is to ask the board to approve a dual certification incentive. This certification incentive would mean that as the district has several different positions that are hard or difficult to fill. And it will help train and maintain high-quality workforce while leveraging employees' certifications and utilize those certified educators to provide high-quality education to students in areas of critical shortage. And those critical shortage areas that we are looking for are on the special education services and bilingual services. We ask the board to consider and approve that dual certification incentive.
Mr. President, I move that we approve the dual certification incentive as more fully detailed in the resolution in the board packet.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve this dual certification incentive. Any other questions or comments?
No, sir.
Not, would you cast your votes, please? And it has been approved. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, we do have one other item that we missed earlier.
Yeah, Mr. President, I'd like to make a correction to the minutes of this meeting. We do have an action item from executive session tonight, and that is that I'd like to move that we employ Megan Huddleston as a speech-language pathologist assistant for 149 days of a 187-day contract for the 24-25 school year.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we approve this hiring. Any other questions or comments?
No, sir.
Now, would you cast your votes, please? It's been passed unanimously. Thank you and welcome. Okay, with that, we will move into a little board communication. Ms. Lambert, do you have anything you'd like to add tonight?
I think we pretty much talked about the cop situation quite a bit earlier, so I won't go back into that other than the fact that I fully support the decision that we made tonight, obviously. Congratulations to all of our staff members and students who received recognition earlier. As far as the Education Foundation, I cannot say enough about that whole group of people and all the work that they put into every single event to try to raise money for our school district, and McCree Ford and what they did for our district. And then also the ratings. You guys, I know that we've talked about this quite a bit, but the way that they keep moving the expectations for y'all, we all know that it's not fair, but we definitely see all the work and the improvements that you guys are putting into everything, and we just appreciate everything that you're doing.
Mr. Grassmuck, you have anything else?
Just to piggyback on the state average thing, like I said earlier, I mean, they want to call it a A, a B, a C, whatever. I mean, to me, what's important is you're outperforming districts around you, you're performing above state average, and you're continuing to climb and improve. And as long as you're doing that, I don't care what number the state puts on that. It's constant improvement, and I can't really ask for anything more than that. So keep doing what you're doing. Y'all are all doing an excellent job, and it is what it is as far as the numbers go. One other thing, I want to thank Alex for doing me a personal favor and also at the same time taking some time out of his day last week to mentor a former student, and appreciate that. So maybe that's why he got Employee of the Month or something, I don't know. But he does do things out of the ordinary every once in a while to step out of his little numbers box, but appreciate the mentorship of my daughter.
Good. Mr. Hertenberger.
Thank y'all to the presenters, all the effort, that work you put in there. It was very informative. Y'all have a good evening.
Mr. Davenport, you have anything to add?
Yeah, just echo what's already been said about the rating. It's fascinating, to say the least. Early voting starts next week. Please make sure that if you are registered within our boundaries of Santa Fe ISD, that you encourage your staff or your families, friends, whoever, to go out there and vote. And then also, my last comment is to the Education Foundation, McReed Ford Drive for Your School, as well as the Pulling for Education this past week that was out there. Phenomenal job. We cannot do what we do without the Education Foundation. And y'all have a wonderful Easter. Halloween, maybe. We have Candy Fest coming up, and there's quite a few things around the community, so please get involved.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Kelly, you have anything extra?
No, it's just, I love sitting here and seeing the passion and the hard work that you all do to keep our kids moving forward and building their future so they can become productive members of society as well. I just thank you all for what you do, and I hope to see you next month.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Crable.
Yeah, on a similar note, I was thinking about what my comments would be this evening, and it's hard to believe, but this will be almost 4 years that I've got to sit up here and work in helping move our district forward. I've come to appreciate the hard work that all our administrators, our principals, our teachers put into educating our kids. It's not an easy job. I hope I've helped make that a little bit easier as far as what I can do from this side of the chair, but I just want to tell you thank you for everything that you do, and know that you'll always have my support, and let me know if I can help you in any way.
Thank you very much. Dr. Bott, have any final comments you'd like to make?
Just very proud, very thankful to work in Santa Fe ISD, thankful for all the leaders in this room. Appreciate the board for just working with Mr. Sanchez and our finance department to provide this one-time extra duty incentive. And so just want to clarify that. That's a one-time payment to every staff member in November.
That's correct.
In addition, between the two checks. So
Correct. It'll be November 15th. That'd be separate.
November
from-
15th, everybody will get the one-time incentive. So just very, very appreciative for all the work y'all did in trying to make that happen. So happy Easter.
Boy, you never cease to amaze me. Yeah, I am too. No, I want to just echo everything that has been said tonight. I'm not going to repeat it. Just thank you for a lot of hard work. And it always amazes me, and I don't know why it shouldn't amaze me, because it's been going on so long, and you do such a phenomenal job with all the pressures that the external world brings to public education. You guys just do a phenomenal job day in and day out, and as I get an opportunity to speak to different groups at various times, I tell them, despite all the things that go on outside of the classroom, when you walk the hallways and when you go and you see what's going on, it's amazing. The culture that you guys have created, Dr. Bott, your team, it's just absolutely amazing that you continue to do that, and it just makes the board that much more proud to represent as a whole what you do and try to work to make this district even better. So we just appreciate everything you do. With that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adjourn. All those in favor, please raise your hand. And we are adjourned. Thank y'all.